I'm Jacob Hamil, and I'm the lead guitar player and backup vocals for LABOR XII. Music's been a part of my life my entire life. Both my parents are very musical, both my brothers are very musical. I grew up singing songs at church and learned how to sing louder than everybody else, because that's what everybody does. I actually learned a lot about being very pitch conscious and learning how to harmonize and things like that from a very young age. From there, I got into guitar around the age of 8. Ross had started playing guitar, and as any little brother should, I felt like I needed to start playing guitar too. One of my earliest guitar memories is Ross had 2 guitars. He had 2 electric guitars. One was a Courtly and the other one was a Silvertone, and both probably didn't deserve to see the light of day, but they got played. And at one point, he wanted to play the song Higher by Creed, but he needed a backup guitar player to play rhythms under that opening lead part. So he taught me those backup rhythms, and from then I was pretty much just addicted. I played guitar for several years until my 10th birthday, and that was when I finally got my first real guitar. My dad told me if I proved myself, they would get me a real guitar. So after 2 years of playing on pieces of crap with strings on them, my dad bought me a Baby Taylor. I played that Baby Taylor not till its death, but it did die several years ago. After that, I think I was in junior high and I was in jazz band, and for one Christmas, Ross and my Meemaw bought me an Epiphone Les Paul that I still play to this day. It's about the cheapest you can get in Les Pauls, but who cares? It was an electric guitar, and partway through high school I started playing lead guitar more and more. Picked up Mark Tremonti's Sound in the Story DVD, and that's where it just took off. I have now been playing guitar for 20 years. I have tons of music influences. Music's always been a huge part of my life, so the influences are many. I have to say my number one hard rock influence would have to be Mark Tremonti, who was the lead guitar player for Creed. He's the lead guitar player for Alter Bridge. He has his own solo project, Tremonti. He's the reason I wanted to ever pick up a guitar besides Ross. Ross started the fire for me, and then Mark threw gasoline on that fire. So from there, I really love Seven Dust, Stained, Seether, Shinedown, love me some Aerosmith. I also have some broader stuff. I really love a lot of John Williams movie scores, big band jazz like Frank Sinatra. There's a lot of different things that have influenced me. Choral music from when I was in college. So I like to draw from a lot of different places, and I think a lot of that experience and all those bands that I've listened to definitely laid the foundation for the music that I write for LABOR XII. Starting this band, I was very hesitant, always been hesitant, because I've done music projects before, and it takes a special group of people that are equally committed to make it happen. It's hard when you're the only one that you feel like is working and you're feeling like you have to drag and force everybody else in the band to even be active. I turned down bands for a long time. Finally, back in 2019, Ross and I and Ross's wife Haley went and saw Seven Dust and Tremonti in San Antonio. And Ross totally abused the post-concert high the next day and said, "Hey man, you have all these songs that you wrote back in college and high school that have never seen the light of day. Why don't we do something with them?" And I'm like, okay, but this is my stipulation. We've got to have people that are as equally committed as we are. I'm not worried about you, but everybody else in the band has got to be able to pull their own weight. I don't want to babysit. I just want to play music, and I want everybody to care as much as I do. I'm very passionate about the endeavors that I choose, and I give 110% to all of them. I wanted to make sure that if we were going to do a band, that we did it right, that we were committed not only to having fun, but being professional about it. There's a level to me which I enjoy doing things right as much as just doing them. So if we're going to do an album, we need to do it right. If we're going to play live, we need to have our live show down. Very much a perfectionist, but that's really how I got into the band. That post-concert high is what nailed me. And here we are. I hope to do with our music what so many bands have done for me. I have traveled down some dark paths and been in some pretty tough emotional situations and tough life situations, and had it not been for music, I don't think I'd still be here. And there's a lot of those bands that I listen to some degree. They kind of saved my life. For us, our music is very cathartic, and it helps us get out the frustrations that we're dealing with and helps us cope with them in a healthy manner. And I want it to be something that other people can listen to and be like, oh, I relate to that, and somebody out there understands what I'm going through. I really hope that as much as our music lets people bang heads and rock out, that it also gives them an avenue that they can express themselves and that they can deal with their emotions in a way that's healthy. The other guys in the band are almost like family. One of them is family. I feel like we all grow closer and closer every day. It really takes a special group of people to make a project like this happen and make it successful. And for me, these guys continually push me to be better, but they also all bring their own flavor to this band, and they bring their own personalities to this band. And it's just refreshing when you say, hey, let's rehearse, and everybody says, okay, this night's free, are we all good, let's go. And we're not sitting there waiting for somebody to show up. Everybody's committed, and I love that about this band. I also love these guys individually. They are good guys. I trust any of them with anything that I have. I know they know that they can rely on me as well. It's a band of brothers, and it's a big deal to be so involved in something like music that's so emotional and it's so personal. And I'm never concerned about anything that they're going to do with the music. I know that they're gonna make it the best that it can be. I know this band is not my burden alone. It's not Ross's, it's not Randy's, it's not Tanner's, it's all of ours together. And I just love these guys. Now that we have the band, I believe that this is the right time for it to happen. I think especially in my life, there were a lot of things going on, starting a business, different things like that that needed to take place before this could happen. And I'm very fortunate that we all have really good jobs that take care of us, and it takes a lot of pressure off of being in a band when you know your finances are okay and that you're not relying on the band as a financial crutch for your livelihood. We can do what's best for the band because we control how much stake we put in it. I love that aspect of this project and these guys and this band. I don't think that there's a better way to do it, and I wouldn't have it any other way.